We are go. All right. Welcome, everybody.
All right.
This is the second episode of our podcast, Code Not Seen. I'm one of your lovely host, Alex, and my other host on the other end.
And I am the other said host, Tetris, Licious,
Yes,
the
yes.
most delicious of Tetrises.
Yes, of course. You all loved the first episode so much, so we're just moving on right and doing a second episode. A day late, as it would seem.
Yeah, a bit late. Yes,
A bit late, I guess you could say. Upload schedules are upload schedules, so we're
we're
just gonna
figuring
stick with
things out.
it. And this is never going to be anything too formal. We kind of try to keep things casual. So
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, we will try to record and create content as it is needed and as it is demanded by the public, but
Like the good old public.
the good old public, because they know what we want. Anyways, well, we're gonna just launch into today, and Tetris, did you have any topics you'd like to start on? Anything you wanted to cover that we talked about last week, or
I
anything?
figured we should go ahead and get started with Sonic because I think you have a lot to say about it.
Yeah. You know what? Why don't you
I have
decide?
a few things to say about it, but I think you should go ahead and
I will
talk about some
absolutely
Sonic.
talk about it, but I'd like to know what you would like me to talk about Sonic first, because there is a lot of different things regarding Sonic to talk about.
Let's start with something that I know a little bit about.
Hmm.
Why in the world does Sonic have a Monster Hunter outfit?
Ah, that's right. Yeah, you got the picture I sent you. Well,
Yes.
I mean, okay. Are you really that surprised? I mean, Monster Hunter
Yeah,
did a
that
collaboration with
I mean,
Sonic earlier on this year, so
I'm not super surprised, but I'm more intrigued at what that means for the game. Like, is there going to be other costumes or other collabs, or is it just like a one-off thing for Monster Hunter randomly?
So the speculation right now is that well, not really speculation. It's pretty much confirmed that there's going to be multiple customization options for Sonic in Sonic Frontiers. The Monster Hunter being just part of a collab that they're doing. It hasn't been confirmed if they're doing any more collaborations.
Curious
But
as to how that was like the first time they showed it though. Like you didn't see that there were just Sonic with a hat or another something. It was just like, oh, and here's Rathalos Sonic,
yeah, I
and
think
now he's cooking meat.
right.
It's just like, wait, what?
So
Excuse me?
I think for the more like hardcore like actual collaborations like Monster Hunter's doing, they're actually going to include, because at least, excuse me, from what I read, the it's not just the costume. Like there is actually like a mini game that comes along with the collaboration. I don't know if that's the cooking mini game or if it's something else entirely to do with Monster Hunter, but it wasn't entirely out of left field as far as customization is concerned, because a couple weeks ago, I think it's been a couple weeks now at this point, they revealed that they were at some point post-launch, if you had subscribed to the Sega or Sonic Team or Sonic Frontiers newsletter email
Which you
type
are, of
thing, which
course.
I am of course subscribed to. Why would you put anything like that past me? Anyways, if you subscribe to that, at some point post launch of the game, they're going to send you a code to download the soap shoes from Sonic Adventure 2 that you can customize Sonic with, and
The soap shoes.
you might need to look those up. They are quite the sick pair of shoes, and I quite like them, and they're a fan favorite in the fandom.
What do I look up? Soap shoes.
Sonic Adventure 2, or you can look up the Sonic Frontiers model. They look quite nice on the Sonic Frontiers model, but yeah, so that was kind of, I think initially the fan base assumed that there would be
Oh,
customization
okay.
options. Yeah. I think it came previously from a leak that there were going to be customization options. A big reason Big the Cat is in the game is, I think...
Wait. Big the Cat's in the game?
Oh, yeah, you didn't know that? Oh, yeah, no.
See, I haven't been following it as close as you. No,
Well,
I
fair
have
enough.
not seen this. And I was actually going to bring up a question I had that involves that.
I see. Well,
I have not seen any characters besides Sonic, and I was wondering if there was
I guess I will
any
preface...
Tails Sonic or Tails Knuckles.
Yeah, so I'll preface all my information since you're out of the loop, but also preface with this.
I did see the newest trailer. I watched it right before the stream,
Okay,
so I
good
did
to
see
know.
some of the stuff about the combat.
Yes, the combat. but yeah, and I guess I will also say, if you don't want I guess potential spoilers, I'm not going to be, I don't know anything more than
I
what's
mean,
already been put online, so
I don't mind. It's
um
Sonic. It's not
yeah, but
as
just
big to me as it is.
for all of our three listeners, I just want to make
Yeah.
sure that we're covering our bases. But anyways, so yes, Big the Cat is in the game. He functions as a fishing mini game within the game. You can
Can't
go
wait to find Froggy.
right, exactly. But basically, from what I understand, is in the open world there are these purple coins that you can collect, and there's a portal. There's specific portals that lead you to Big's area, which is just this big fishing area. And you can take the portal, and basically what you can do is you can trade the coins in to Big to fish. And from what I understand, I think if depending on what type of fish you catch, or as many fish you catch, you get like a currency to buy additional items in the game. Some of those being cosmetic items, and
Okay.
different gloves, different shoes, different
Gotcha.
possibly different outfits. I don't know yet.
Monster Hunter armor.
Yeah. So well, that'll be part of, I think, just a free collaboration
Yeah, I
DLC.
think it's gonna be.
But all the in-game stuff will probably be able to be purchased with in-game currency. So people are excited for that, and it didn't come super out of left field or as big of a surprise because obviously Sonic Forces was the last mainline Sonic game to come out, and that featured a myriad of customization options for the avatar, at least.
Oh yes.
So I think for a lot of people, I know Forces was kind of middling as far as critical reviews and just fan outlook on it overall, but I think one thing that we all agreed on that we really liked from that was the customization options, because we never really got that in a lot of Sonic games before. Usually it would happen to be just like one or two extra costumes that you could do.
And I mean, every Sonic fan has always wanted to create their own Sonic
Of
characters.
course, yeah,
So
exactly.
they finally got that. That was that was big for you guys.
That was very big. Well, see,
I-
that's
I
a weird
didn't
thing.
play that one because, like, I was like, for me, I love character customization,
Hmm.
and that was the one thing that I was like, oh, do I get it just to make a character
Honestly,
and not actually enjoy the game?
yeah.
But
But see, that's the thing is, and like I'm very middle of the road on Forces. I did not care for it really as a whole package, but every time I return to it, the enjoyment that I get out of it is dressing my avatar up in something different, or completing a mission and getting new stuff.
So much stuff from
There's
like
so
different
much
Sega
stuff.
properties
Oh,
and
yeah.
other. It was crazy.
Like I'm still unlocking stuff to this day, but well, and that's the crazy thing too, is like a lot of people, when the avatar first got revealed for Forces, they were like, "Oh, this is perfect. This is something I've always wanted to do." And I was a Sonic fan as a kid that never really created my own Sonic fan OC, because I felt like there were enough pre-existing characters for me to emotionally attach myself to that I didn't need to create my own character.
I made my own Chow. Does that count for anything?
Yeah, that counts. I'd say so. I think the most
I
I did
made my own custom Chow. Yeah.
the most that I did as a kid was I created like new forms for Chaos, because like in Sonic Adventure, Chaos only goes like from Chaos 0.
It doesn't show all his forms.
Yeah, to Chaos 2,
I think
Chaos 4.
I think we might have done that as well.
Yeah, so I definitely remember drawing like different forms of Chaos, like depending on how many Chaos Emeralds he has. But anyways, that's a totally off.
So are there other characters besides Big, or is
So yes,
Big the only one we've seen?
So from what I understand, it's a very much more condensed cast for the story of the game, but the game revolves around Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy specifically.
Okay. I'm sure Eggman's in there somewhere.
Eggman is in there, but from what I understand, he's not really he is kind of the villain, but he's like dealing with his own thing. He's not actively like pursuing Sonic. He's got something going on. He's dealing with his own issues. And I think the main antagonistic force is coming from these new islands that Sonic is visiting.
These robots and such.
Yeah, and Big just happens to be there because Big is everywhere.
Because Big is everyone's favorite Sonic character.
And Big is also secretly, at least the fan base would have you think that Big is some kind of ethereal being that just exists anywhere and everywhere at any given time.
I believe that.
Yeah, but
I believe it.
I won't say too much about story, just because I even myself I don't know all the
It's confusing.
Specifics. It's
from
confusing.
What I've seen,
and it's also intentional. Sonic Team is
they don't. They clearly don't want you to know.
They are being exactly. They're being extremely closed doors about the story. They're giving extremely small snippets. You'll notice all the trailers that have come out so far are very much more focused on like, oh, here's the gameplay, here's the combat, here's how the
Yeah,
islands look.
very little story.
Yeah, but we're not going to give you any cutscenes. We're not going to give you barely any dialogue or anything like that. So it's I respect it though, because if I'm to believe that this is a much more story focused Sonic game, then this will be really impressive. So I'm excited to see where it goes.
So what do you think? What do you think about the skill tree and the combat?
I like it. I really like it because I'm sure I speak for a lot of Sonic fans when I say I've gotten kind of just a little tired of Sonic's current moveset in the games. It's very bare bones. It's homing attack, boost, stomp,
Ben.
not even spin really anymore. But
Yeah,
Frontiers seems to be kind of bringing back Sonic's moveset in full force.
it looks like they're trying to actually be creative with this game. Like it's definitely limited by Switch,
Mm-hmm.
but it looks like they're actually like trying. Now, I don't want to say they haven't been trying with most of their Sonic games, but it does feel like on most Sonic games for a long time they've cut a lot of corners.
Yeah, exactly.
And it feels like Frontier, they're trying to do as much as possible. The skills look awesome. The moveset looks awesome. Combat looks like the best combat it's been in a mainline Sonic game.
Mm-hmm.
Sonic RPG was a pretty cool concept. that was a weird one, but
I haven't seen this type of Sonic combat since Sonic Battle, and I loved Sonic Battle.
And it looks even more in depth.
No, it very much is, but I just also love that like you can see the inspirations from multiple times that Sonic was a bit more combat heavy.
But I gotta say,
mm-hmm.
Do you think there will be Chow?
No, I don't think there's going to be Chow. The Cocos are the game equivalent to the Chow, which I'm all for. I don't think there's going to be a Coco Garden, unfortunately, but
Yeah.
I think they will do fine being the replacement Scrimblow little
Sad.
creatures.
Sad.
I
mean,
know.
I haven't. I think I may have seen one, but like, they don't rival the Chow.
No,
Come
absolutely not. No, I mean, as a diehard adventure fanboy, I would love nothing more than to see the Chow make a return.
As a developer myself,
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand how Sega doesn't see
The potential.
every single one of their fans. It's like, just put in Chow. That's all we want.
I think it's
How have they not? Are they just being like stubborn?
Look, I don't pretend to know how things go on.
Well, yeah,
internally
we
at
don't
Sega
know
and Sonic
for
Team.
sure.
We don't know for sure. But what I can at least infer is I think because with the Chow come extreme expectations for that game to be another adventure title, Adventure 3, which is thrown around in the fan base so often. And I think if Sega or Sonic Team tried to implement Chow in a random game that wasn't Adventure 3, expectations would be kind of all over the place. People wouldn't really know what to think.
Expectations for most people are pretty low on Sonic anyway. So
you'd be surprised. Take a strong look through a lot of the fandom. You'll find varying degrees of what people think about the games.
I've definitely seen a lot more hype for
Yeah.
Frontier than for a long time.
Oh yeah, no,
I've seen
I
any game.
It's kind of insane. I've never seen Sonic at least in game form in the public eye like this much before, and surprisingly even in Japan. Like for those that don't know, Sonic is and has never really been that popular in Japan, even during his heyday, like back in the 90s. I think he was pretty popular back then, but after that, popularity kind of fizzled. And I think with Frontiers, just a lot of the Japanese fan base is actually responding pretty strongly to it. So this could mean a lot more world renown for our little blue boy. But at least on the Chow thing, I think the best thing for Sega to do or Sonic Team to do is just do something mobile related. Something, and like, are you kidding me? A passive clicker or like just a passive like gotcha system Chow Garden for your phone
game.
Yeah,
like give us Pokemon Go but with Chow.
Exactly, and something in anything in that realm. Are you kidding me? That would make so much money. It would make so much money.
It'd go crazy,
and everyone would love it. And as long as you set the expectations out there that this is going to be, pretty standard just mobile title, then yeah, everyone would be fine with it. But anyways, geez.
Anything else about Sonic you want to talk about then?
Maybe we'll come back around to it, but I've already seen that we've kind of spent 15 minutes talking just about Sonic, and I could go for hours. So let's go ahead and switch over to another topic for now.
All right, I have a few small things, and then I'll see what you got.
Yes, absolutely.
First, I'd like to say I'm excited for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, but can we please stop getting announcements?
Yes.
I'm done.
I don't want to see anymore.
I saw the new character. I saw the new gym leader. I'm very angry about it. I know they're revealing what her partner Pokemon is.
Right.
And I'm really hoping I can avoid it. I'm terrified. The last two Pokemon that were announced, I wasn't too upset that I saw them. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to spoil anybody, because I don't like being spoiled about Pokemon. But I've seen them, and they actually leaked before we even knew Scarlet and Violet's name.
Oh.
So I wasn't super upset.
Right.
So, but please no more.
Yeah,
please.
No, I gotta agree with you on that.
I'm at the point where I just want the game, and I know a lot of people. Are like, oh, but we got to see the starters' final evolutions, and that's gonna ruin that. I don't want to see that. I want to be like, oh man, I picked the wrong one.
Yeah.
I don't want it to sway my choice because the last evolution's better than the one I picked.
It's so weird. It's a situation where I've seen everything I didn't want to see, and I've seen nothing of what I've really wanted to see about the game. And
yeah, they did finally in one of their most recent things, they showed a little bit more gameplay and stuff, and they showed that Pokemon are more living in the world, which is cool.
Yeah, no,
it showed the ground Pokemon digging around in the dirt and swimming in the water. I was like, that's the stuff I want to see. If you're gonna announce things, tell us about the multiplayer, please.
Yeah, I would love.
It's a month away, and we know nothing.
Yeah, no, honestly, I think I've gotten to the point where it's I just want to see more gameplay. I know it's not going to be
but at the same time, I don't want to because I don't want to see new Pokemon, and I know that they'll be like, here's new gameplay and here's some more Pokemon. Well, I don't want to see those.
No, I know, but that's the thing is I don't even need to see new Pokemon. If you just I wish they just give us not even a trailer. It would be just 10 minutes of no commentary, no narration, just 10 minutes of your player character walking around in the open area, doing battles, sending Pokemon out, maybe sitting down and doing some extracurricular stuff with them. Because I know, you can have them out and play with them and play with toys in your Pokemon. They've done that before, but
I see a lot of people talking about how they want it to be a lot like Arceus, and it's definitely gonna take inspiration. But I think people got to know that Arceus is a off branch from Pokemon. It's not a mainline Pokemon, and I don't know why so many people think that it is or treat it like it is.
I also think
it's a Legends game.
Exactly.
And I think there's going to be more Legends.
And also to that effect,
I think that's good.
And to that effect, people need to also realize that I'm pretty sure I don't have any sources on this, so feel free to correct me, but I'm pretty sure both Legends and Legends Arceus and Scarlet and Violet were being developed at the same time, so it would be hard for them to.
I think there's full proof of that.
Yeah. So it's not really conducive to game development. Obviously, you'd probably know more about this. To put your faith in essentially a brand new mechanics system for a long running franchise into two games. So they probably developed Legends Arceus as a test. They're like, we don't really know if this is going to go over well, so let's
a lot of Arceus was a test, for sure.
Let's put this in this side game, this non-mainline side game, so we can gauge interest.
Actually, Game Freak does that very well with many, because Pokemon, all of their mainline games have stuck very close to the franchise. It's not changed a great deal if you go over it.
Yeah.
But if you go back and go through a lot of their side games, they have implemented things in those games that have eventually made it into mainline games, and it's actually pretty cool.
Oh yeah, definitely. And that's kind of
I wish more developers were like that.
Yeah, definitely. And
because there is a point where you are it is scary to try something new, especially when you have such a well-built franchise such as Pokemon,
Yeah.
where you're like, we don't want to mess it up too much. So you make a side game where it's not Pokemon Color or whatever,
Yeah.
and it's, you have the Mystery Dungeons series. And Pokemon, I think they've literally tried every game franchise at this point. Like they've done everything
Oh yeah, no, they
besides like an FPS.
yeah, not yet. Oh, well, actually,
Can't wait.
that might be a topic for something else. But there is a game on the horizon that is essentially
I've seen,
like a.
I've seen that.
Oh yeah, you know about it. Yeah,
I know what you're talking about. I
yes,
am, I am intrigued.
I am
Save
intrigued
that
as
for-
well.
Whoops,
I
I
am.
just dropped my microphone.
Oh, way to go, way to go.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, like, yeah, you're absolutely correct in that Game Freak and just the Pokemon Company as a whole tend to put their more creative ideas in their side games that eventually kind of trickle into the main series. But just going back to Legends Arceus and Arceus and Scarlet and Violet. Yeah, I mean you got to think that like they developed Arceus and they didn't know if that whole new system was going to go over well. So obviously on the back end of it, they're like, no, don't worry, we've still got Scarlet and Violet. That's still like traditional Pokemon gameplay. But I think you'll start to find that a lot of people are like, well, no, we liked the system in Legends. Can we
Yeah,
get that in the main line?
I think Legends is going to be the Scarlet and Violet is going to be a very good blend between classic Pokemon and Arceus.
I hope so.
100%. Even from just the little I've seen, like it's clearly not going to have the same like capture mechanics where you can just throw a Pokeball. You're going to have to go into battle and fight them like normal. And I'm fine with that. I know some people are like, "Oh, we could just catch them." I'm fine with it being a blend. I want it to stand out so there can be more Legends games.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, like if they intend to continue with the Legends games as its own series, I'm more than fine with them keeping the more specific details of the mechanics in those games specifically. But I would like, I guess I want Game Freak to be more confident in their implementation of new ideas, because they have good ideas. They have great ideas, and I want to see them implement.
And their artists
more.
are fantastic. They got wonderful artists.
I would like to see them try to kind of up the graphic fidelity of their games. I do tend to think that they look a little dated by comparison.
True, but Scarlet and Violet for sure already looks better than Legends Arceus.
Definitely.
So they are stepping in, but it's the point where it's like it does look better, but does it look good enough? Like it's still like they're too afraid, or they just don't know how.
Yeah.
I know that they might just because they've been so used to being limited with pixel art, and they just don't know really how to the full extent of what they can do. Maybe.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's.
I mean,
hard
Pokemon hasn't been fully 3D for that long.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a very good point, actually. I think it's hard to kind of translate. I mean, any series that starts in the 2D pixel era and then moves on to 3D.
100% for me, everything I've done has been pixel art. If I was to suddenly go modeling and a big 3D world with camera angles and everything, I'd lose my mind. I wouldn't know where to go.
And
so I get it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But Game Freak has the money.
Well, yeah, that is one thing that I like. I mean, again, this is another situation where we have no idea what's going on internally at Game Freak or the Pokemon Company. But I would like to.
I do, but no.
Yeah, I know. I'm on the inside.
I'm glad I'm not.
Yeah.
As much as I love Pokemon, I don't want to be spoiled.
Yeah, I'd like to believe that, or I'd like to hope at least that there's somebody in there going like, okay, Pokemon is an extremely profitable IP. Let's use the money we make to really hire some talented people that are well versed in 3D game development, 3D art, 3D, just textures.
Yeah, I think
and
just expand their
asset
team.
creation. Yeah.
Game Freak actually isn't a huge company,
which is
I mean, it is huge.
Yeah,
but they don't have a lot of people.
Yeah,
working
their
under
workforce,
them,
from what I understand, is very small, which is so odd to me. I'm like, why would you not be a juggernaut at this point, right?
Yeah, it's weird. I know it's a lot of Japanese companies are like they're afraid to change,
right?
And I think that might just be part of it. I could be.
possible.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I know a lot of these companies. They're like, we've always been this way. Why change now?
Yeah, exactly.
But and I think we'll move on a little bit, segue a little bit into the new Splatfest that was just announced because it just so happens to be Pokemon.
Yes, yes. And actually, before we move on, just because I wanted to
Oh,
reinstill,
you
I
got
mean,
one more thing?
no, no, well, just with Pokemon, but just so we reinstill that this still is a podcast focusing on game dev and voice acting. Speaking of voice acting,
Yes, we will get into some voice acting.
no, no,
I
no,
just got a couple
I
more
know.
games things to go over, and
No, I know. My thing's small. I just wanted to say, in line with what we're talking about with Pokemon, that latest trailer they revealed with the latest gym leader, I'm I'm confused because there's a trailer, showing off the gym leader, and it's fully voice acted, or at least in
yeah, I hate
Japanese.
it. No, it's voiced in English too. No, I mean I hate that these are all voiced,
Yeah,
and the first trailer 100% just flat out says there is no acting, voice acting, pretty
that's
much.
I know, and that's what bums me out. And like I
They even have the professor like telling the story at the
yeah,
beginning. They're like, and then they have all these trailers where they're like pretending it's like a documentary, like
mm-hmm.
discovering the Pokemon, and they're all voiced. You're like, you're voicing all these
All these
things. Just
trailers
put
and all these
voice,
adverts,
and
and
they're so cool.
and it's exactly why I know this is a big hope and this is a big ask, but I'm hoping Game Freak just absolutely pulls the rug out from under us and says, haha, just kidding, we're planning on having voice acting in the game the whole time, and then the game comes out
I,
and it's like fully voice, or at least like
it would
for
be
the
wonderful.
yeah. And I'm not, look, I know there's a lot of dialogue in Pokemon games. I'm not asking it to be fully voiced. That is an extreme taxing effort on voice actors,
Game Freak has the
writers.
money though.
They do have the money, but I know it's an extreme effort on voice actors, on writers, editors, mixers, engineers, localizers. Everyone involved has to really put in an extra foot in when they want things to be voiced. And I'm not asking it to be fully voiced. Just do it kind of like most RPGs or like Persona or something, where you have the important moments voiced or the more
Yeah, the
cinematic
story,
cutscenes
the main
voiced.
characters.
Yeah, but when it's just like just average dialogue in a text box, you can have that be non-voiced. That's fine. Save yourself some trouble, some effort. But again, I don't pretend to know what's going on over there internally at Game Freak, but it does
Yeah,
seem weird that they're
I
that they're.
wish that it was, but I'm really hopeful for the next mainline game. I really
Mm-hmm.
don't think Scarlet and Violet will, but maybe this is them like working themselves towards it step by step,
Yeah,
and
yeah. I mean,
hopefully the next one is. I mean, yes, I'd love to see Scarlet and Violet. I
mm-hmm.
loved the voice actor that they picked for the new gem leader.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
I, I mean, I don't want to again, I don't want to spoil things, but I think her trailer was the most excited I've been for any of the characters
Oh, definitely. Yeah, no, I
because
agree.
you hear the voice, you get to know the character better.
Mm-hmm.
It builds so much on her as a character.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
And I'm sad that you're probably not going to hear that voice again in the game. Like as much as I'd love to, I don't expect it.
Yeah, and you may be right. I think with how they're doing the adverts for Scarlet and Violet, and how they've done Pokemon Masters, which is almost essentially fully voiced. I think I haven't played it myself, but I do see
I
like
just
the
downloaded it.
I see the voice actors on Twitter post like, oh, I voice Leon, I voice Sonia, here and
Yeah, I
there, and I'm
think they
like,
have
awesome.
like I think they have like small
After you actually play it, yeah, but yeah, like you said, I'm hoping that this is a sign that Game Freak are dipping their toes in the voice acting waters and trying to see like, okay, let's work our way towards implementing more voice acting in our games. And like with
like the
oh god,
yeah, with the bad guys and stuff.
well, and also like with what's his name, the gym leader, Marnie's brother, I forget his name,
Oh
and
yeah,
he has
to
his
actually hear him like do a song and
yeah,
like playing his
and it's
guitar.
so awkward because you've got that cutscene where he's like singing on stage, and you
I
have the
should
awkward what the heck is going on?
Yeah.
But anyways, sorry, that was just a small
Splatfest.
thing, yeah. And moving on to Splatfest. I'm not in the know-how, so give me the lowdown. What's going
Okay, so
on?
the new Splatfest. Have you been playing Splatoon at all yet?
I have not. I still need to get it.
I've slowly been dipping my waters in more and my toes into the water more and more of Splatoon. I still haven't.
Dipping your toes in honey because you can't touch
Um,
water in Splatoon.
but the squids can't touch water. The new Splatfest, because I don't know if you know this, but the way it works in the new one over here.
I mean,
But
no offense, but I'd be Fue Coco. I'm sorry.
that's
I gotta
hey,
respect my
you know
pepper
what
boy.
though? I gotta say, for the first time in like a long time, I
Hmm.
think I don't think any of them are bad choices. I
Yeah,
absolutely love every single design so far.
I would have to see more
Even the
on.
other Pokemon they've shown.
Yeah, I would have to see more on. What's the water starter's name again?
Quaxley.
Quaxley. I would have to see more on Quaxley, just because I'm not super into his design, just because it reminds me of Donald, and I'm like no.
Yeah, a lot of people say that, but I'm hopeful because it's okay. So here's my thoughts on each
Hmm.
Pokemon.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't have a lot of theories on Sprigatito's evolution, and I'm scared because I just want it to stay on all fours.
Right.
But I think Quaxley, since it's Spain, I'm hoping it's gonna be like a Spanish pirate
Ah, yes, 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 yes,
because
yes.
he's got the little hat, and I'm thinking Fuecoco is going to be a ghost pepper.
Yes, yeah. I've seen people theorizing about that, and I'm just like I'm so jazzed about that.
Ghost pepper dragon.
It would be so cool.
He's the one that I'm like, I'm so curious to see what he's gonna turn into.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, we'll
Hmm.
move along.
Hmm.
We'll move through. I got a few quick things. I don't know if you've looked into multiverses at all.
I've got a few friends that have played it. I haven't tried it out myself, and I've seen like a few of the trailers here and there.
So
Have you been playing it? Do you have an opinion on it,
uh,
or?
I I've not been playing it as much as I want to,
Hmm.
but Stripe from Gremlins just came out
Yeah, that's
yesterday, I
right.
think,
Hmm.
which I'm super excited about. You can run around and chop up Shaggy with the chainsaw, which is pretty sick. Um, and they started their first event, which gives a bunch of characters a bunch of Halloween costumes and stuff.
Oh,
So
cool.
I've been wanting to play it, but
It's just kind of
I think half the issue is just it's one of those games where you want to play it with a friend, and I don't really know too many people who play it.
definitely. I mean, I'd totally be down to play it. I just need to download it, see what kind of platform I want to
Hey,
run it
and
on first.
hey, it's free, so
Ah, yeah, I know. Well, that was the weird thing. So I remember like a few months ago. I don't know if it was still like in like the beta or it just hadn't had its full release yet or something like that. But I remember, knowing it had been like the launch date went off, and then I looked at it like on platforms and like it said like $40 to download it, and I was like, what? I thought this was supposed to be free.
because of
What's going on?
the bundle thing, yeah,
Was
for
it
the
was it
costumes.
the bundle? Was that the bundle? Oh,
It,
okay.
it, it was basically you got the game earlier,
Mm-hmm.
and you also got like a bunch of like founders things for supporting them. So they
Ah, I
gave you like
see.
some
I
special
see.
costumes, some special banners and stuff. But
Gotcha.
the game is
Okay.
free. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, that makes
So
a bit
yeah,
more sense.
maybe we'll go into it more another time. I'll play it with you and we
Yeah.
can discuss
And
that.
yeah, I can have an
I
opinion
have
on
a
it once I actually play a bit more of it.
few more little news things. The Xenoblade 3 DLC was announced, the first chunk of DLC,
That's right. Yeah, I forgot about
which
that.
I'm excited about. This is going to be, I think, the smaller of the DLCs. I think the next one is big. I think
Hmm.
this one's just like a new character
Yeah, and this one's
and a
just like
little quest,
some
but
cosmetics and costumes and stuff, right? Too.
yeah.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
But I'm excited for that. Otherwise, we also got Pilot Wings 64 came out on Switch,
Mm-hmm.
which I kind of want to play. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've played a little bit of Pilot Wings.
Yeah.
Overwatch 2 came out.
Right. That it did. Yeah.
Did you ever play Overwatch 1?
I did not. It seemed
Hey,
like a game
Overwatch 2 is also free now.
that. Ah.
So
Okay.
Maybe one day we'll have to make a plan and play multiverses in Overwatch, and then we can
Yeah.
get some feedback on that. And
I'll
okay, I have
what?
one last topic.
Okay.
A game was recently announced. I don't know if you've heard of this. It's called Wild Hearts.
Sounds familiar.
Okay, so Wild Hearts is a open world Monster Hunter inspired game where you're fully in. It's like a very Japanese game,
Okay. Uh-huh.
and you're hunting these. The monsters seem way bigger than the Monster Hunter things. Like you just start out fighting huge monsters. They're not like go fight a raptor. No, they're like go fight this giant wolf thing right off the
Jeez.
bat.
Okay.
It looks beautiful, and I
Mhm.
am super excited. Curious though, for some reason, it's the multiplayer is only 3 players,
Oh,
which is
interesting.
weird. They said apparently they tried adding a fourth, and it just ruined the gameplay.
Huh.
Which, but so the thing that looks really cool about it, you might have to look up a trailer.
Mhm.
The the game is fully open world,
Mhm.
and instead of like Monster Hunter, where you go from like fighting a monster, you go back to your like hub where you build all your stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
You can just go straight to another hunt and just keep killing things,
Oh, okay. Well, that
which looks
streams like the
really
process
cool.
quite a
And
bit.
there is a hub, but apparently you also have to like build up the hub worlds with
Mhm.
like or the little hub town. You have to like collect tree like wood and stuff and like build up the town.
Okay.
It looks really cool. And
Okay.
they haven't showed all the weapons, but one of the weapons is a parasol.
Mhm.
And I want to fight monsters with a parasol. That's my
The
weapon
weapon.
of choice
I
so
was gonna
far.
say the weapon of true warriors.
The other mechanic that's very interesting is everyone was said when for some reason they're like, oh, it's Monster Hunter and Fortnite. No, you have like this mechanical, like it's very like steampunky
Mhm.
looking, but you can like build these gadgets in the middle of battle.
Okay.
And like one of them is like a wall that you like can climb up and like glide on and like jump onto the monster's back. One's like a hook that like goes into the monster and like pins it down kind of.
Mhm.
One's like a giant hammer that like bonks it on the head.
Okay.
There's one like that's like a wall that they can like ram into.
Mhm.
There's like all these gadgets, and it looks super fun. I'm loving the quirkiness of the gadgets. You should go ahead and watch the trailer.
Yeah, definitely. You said it's called Wild Hearts.
Wild Hearts.
Oh, Wild Hearts. Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Yeah. It sounds
I think
interesting, and
it
honestly
comes
sounds
out
more.
next year. It looks way more hack and slashy, which I
Mhm.
know you like.
Yes. Yes.
It
Yes.
look
Yes.
it looks very chaotic and very fun.
Okay. Good. 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 Good to know. Sounds a
I
bit
think
more up my alley than Monster Hunter.
I think it's probably one of the games I'm most excited for right now.
Okay.
Like,
And it's
and it was just announced.
Oh, okay, okay. So it doesn't have a definite release date yet, just next year. Or...
I think it does.
Oh, does it?
February 17th,
Oh, wow. Okay, that's actually a lot sooner than I
which
was
is near
expecting.
my birthday.
Yeah, that's a very short, only 4 months away. Geez, we are already in the ending bits of
And
2022. That is hard to
it's
think
gonna
about.
be cross-platform
Hmm.
on every platform except for Switch because Switch could not handle this game.
Honestly, fair.
But
That
it's
is fair.
it's developed by Omega Force, which is a good company.
Omega, aren't they the ones that do a lot of the Warriors series and stuff?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, that's good to know. I like I like any Warriors game approach to combat. I usually just don't like the structure of a lot of the games. I love
Yeah, they're
battling
very
in it.
repetitive and
Yeah.
such.
It's why I still need to finish Persona 5 Strikers.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that game.
Yeah, I hit a wall when I was playing. I got a decent amount of way in. I think like to the third or fourth like world, but I just hit a wall with it gameplay wise. I was just like, I cannot do this right now. but that's me with a lot of games, unfortunately. I don't really
Yeah, it's hard when there's so much good stuff coming
know.
out.
It's also hard when you're getting older.
Yeah,
and
you
time.
find less time to play,
Yeah.
and then there's by the time you're like can get to it, there's like new games out, and you're like, oh, I
mean,
get this now.
I mean, I guess it's good for like the moments where you do find like a game that you just get absolutely invested into and you play for hours and hours and hours, and it kind of reinvigorates that youthful feeling that you had when you used to play games all the time. Because I'm really hoping, and I'm assuming that Frontiers is going to be that for me because
I know Pokemon is gonna do that.
Oh
for
yeah,
me.
definitely.
Because well, for me, I'm a shiny breeder.
Yeah. So you're going to get a
So
lot of time out of that then.
I'll get a few hundred hours in the
Oh,
game.
only a
I'll
few.
get my
Only a few.
I'll hunt my shinies. I'll be
Here and
streaming it
there.
in time. But I am genuinely super excited for Wild Hearts.
Yeah.
It looks sick. There's definitely like it looks like there's definitely like some issues that'll make it different from Monster Hunter and but did you watch it?
No, not yet.
Oh, I was
Sorry,
hoping you'd watch it right now.
I will.
I want you to see it.
I want
It's
you
super
to
cool.
see it. Well, you're gonna have me like silently reacting as I watch it. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
One of these days when we actually do like a stream of this podcast, perhaps we'll actually show this stuff off. And
Yeah, maybe.
yeah, give me 1 second.
But it is beyond beautiful and looks fantastic. The thing that slightly scares me, I'll say there's one thing that kind of scares me, is EA is kind of producing it.
I see.
Omega Force is making it, but EA is like.
Yeah, EA Originals.
EA,
I just saw that pop up. I'm like,
yeah.
all right, no.
That's what scares me. I'm like, that prepare for microtransactions.
Yeah, I am liking like the approach to level design or not necessarily level design, but just how everything looks in the game is very, very nice. And
It's
very Monster Hunter.
Very, but more realistic looking. And I guess give me a lot of worldy vibe, like Monster Hunter World vibes.
Yeah, it's almost like it seems like almost like a cross between Monster Hunter and like Horizon Zero Dawn, kind of in a way.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of similarities there, but I am liking it so far.
The monsters kind of have bad names though.
Like, did they reveal the names in this trailer? Or?
A few of them. Hold on, or I don't know if it says it in the trailer. It might be on just the website. Let me look.
But in you is the power to stop this.
Oh, that's kind of cool. The bit in the trailer where he like builds a platform and then he like goes off of it, and, like helicopters his way down.
Oh yeah. It looks apparently you can just like land on the monsters, like they're physical. Like in Monster Hunter, you like go through them if you hit them.
Yeah.
But apparently you can like stay on top of it until it like shakes you off.
Oh, interesting. Okay,
which
that
is pretty
makes it a little
cool.
more, yeah.
So the giant boar is just called King Tusk.
That's it.
The giant fire-breathing gorilla is called the Lava Back. There's one called Earthbreaker. They're just kind of lame names.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like
yeah, I mean, I would
just
say
make them more of a creature like Monster Hunter, where it's like actually the name of something.
Yeah, and it's like
not just a title.
Yeah, or like a description, because that's what I feel like those names are going for. They're like, oh, they're describing like what they are as opposed to like
Also,
an actual species name.
Yeah, they call them kemonos, not kimonos.
Kemonos? Interesting.
It's supposed to be like a some type of spirit, but I keep thinking every time I hear them say it in any of the like, announcements or trailers, I'm like, a kimono?
It's like, no, wrong.
We're gonna go fight some dresses?
Right, yeah. But I mean, no, I just finished the trailer. I think it looks absolutely amazing. I mean, like I'm totally down to try it out when it comes out.
All right, that's all on my docket.
It's all on your docket.
What you got?
Honestly,
well, besides my indie of the.
Oh,
but
yes,
I'll end with that.
We'll end with that, no problem. Well, I think this last topic might take us to time, or up to when you want to drop your indie of the week. But that Mario trailer, that Super Mario Bros. Movie trailer, yeah.
Mario.
Since we'll end on a little bit more of a voice acting high note, we can talk more about how the movie looks and whatnot. But what are your thoughts? Do you have anything you want to lead with and say about it, or do you have any opinions one way or the other?
I want to say that I think people are very wrong about Chris Pratt being Mario. A lot of people, like, I've seen so many takes of people hating it.
Yeah.
And being like, why didn't they just get Charles Martinet?
Yeah.
First of all, Charles Martinet doing like a full 80 minutes of a movie would be very annoying.
Fair.
I don't think he could do it because he's less of a voice actor. I mean, I know you know more of this, but I feel like
Mhm.
he's more of just a sound effect guy. There's never any thing where Charles Martinet is just doing the voice for a long period of time. I don't
Mhm.
know if he even can.
So I would
And
say, at least on that front, specifically for Mario, I think, at least with games, it's always kind of been short form sound bites. You know, his wahoos and
yeah,
his yippies and stuff like that. But he has done a lot of long form Mario dialogue for a lot of advertisements, commercials,
what
directly
80
relating
minutes
to.
worth?
Yeah, look, don't get me wrong.
That's what I'm saying.
I understand like a lot of people's approach to that and being like, oh, I don't know if I want to listen to that for 80 minutes, but I don't think we're
Wouldn't be
necessarily
like
giving Charles Martinet the credit he
no, he's
deserves in that
definitely an
realm.
absolute legend.
Yeah,
But I
I think
think
with the proper direction and the proper like handling of a script, I think he could definitely do it.
or maybe
Whether or
or
not
maybe
it
he's
would
just too
be.
busy with games. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, I mean, he did just do the latest Dragon Ball movie. He was gosh, I can't remember.
Well, he is doing voices in this
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
movie.
no. Well, yeah, he's doing voices in the movie as well. I have no idea who yet. It says like
Yeah, they've
cameo
not said.
characters or whatever. If they really want to blow the shark out of the water, they should just have him voice Wario and have Wario appear and like.
That'd be kind of funny.
I mean, he already voices Wario in the games, but it'd just be a
Yeah.
funny thing to
Well, he
bring
does
back.
Wario, Mario, Luigi, Waluigi.
Yeah, he does it all. But yeah. So like, I'm kind of caught in the middle. I would have loved to see what a full length movie with Charles Martinet at the helm would have been like. At the same time, I'm not ready to write off Chris Pratt. I think he deserves a chance to show that he
I'm
can be a really good
I know.
Mario.
Yeah, I think a lot of people they also expected him to do an impression of
Hmm.
Mario,
Yeah,
and I'm glad that they didn't go that route
yeah.
because I think that's a dangerous thing to
Hmm.
tread. I
Well,
like that they're making it so Chris Pratt Mario, Charles Martinet Mario are
mhm.
different Marios.
Yeah,
They're not,
absolutely.
and I'm glad he didn't try to make an impression. I'm glad because everyone's like, "Oh, he just sounds like some guy." They sound like Chris Pratt.
Hmm.
That's fine. That's what I expected.
Yeah.
Like I never expected him to go, "It's a me, a Mario," or whatever. I didn't. I never expected that.
Yes. So like, so at least concerning that, I saw the take like before we got the trailer. There were so many people on like Twitter, and honestly, I was guilty of this thought process as well, where it was like, if he sounds like a impression of Mario and he goes full blown Italian accent with it, we're gonna hate it, and if he doesn't do that, we're gonna hate it. So it's like
Yeah, I think people are gonna be mad either way.
people were gonna be mad either way, and I am more intrigued to see how the final product turns out than I am willing to pass judgment on two lines that were spoken. Granted, those
Yeah,
two lines
it's
didn't really instill very much confidence into me. I do think Chris probably should have tried just a little bit more, just to put a little bit more flavor on it.
I
But again, it
I
was.
feel like he's trying to do the old more of a Brooklyn accent. Like it is
Yeah.
hard to tell from two lines, right?
Hmm.
Like you get way more a feeling for Bowser's voice than anything.
Yeah.
But from what you get, it does kind of sound like he's trying to do the Brooklyn accent. And
Yeah. No,
they
definitely.
are if they are going with the fact that he's like from New Donk, which is what everyone's expecting,
Mhm.
it makes a lot of sense, and I think it works, especially if it is an origin story and he doesn't even start out as a plumber. Maybe he's the construction worker from like that he originally was. I think I think the voice could be perfect for him. It is hard to say. There's not much lines from that.
Yeah. So. hmm.
But I had no issue with it. I was like, okay, yeah, there's Chris Pratt as Mario. That's what I thought it was
Yeah,
gonna be.
and just like anything, I just hope he makes it his own. I don't want him to try to be Charles Martinet's Mario. I don't want him to try and be an impersonation of the old Brooklyn accent Mario from the Super Mario Super Show that we had gotten. I want him to be his own thing, but I do hope he still infuses that like legacy Mario charm in it somehow.
I feel like he will.
My
I feel like you'll get your "It's a me Mario" at some point.
yeah, but
You
but
know,
but
you'll,
that's
you'll get the wahoo.
yeah.
You'll get that. You'll get those kind of nods to it. Chris
Yeah.
Pratt's the type of person that would do that.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think my biggest fear is I was mentioning this to a group of friends, and this just also goes back to Illumination helming the movie. I like Illumination properties, but I will admit their track record of films haven't been like, you know, Oscar worthy in my opinion. They've been fun popcorn movies every now and then.
Name a good Illumination movie.
I like the first two Despicable Me's. I'm one of the
That's what everyone would say.
I know.
Right?
Well, okay.
That's my point.
I was one of the very few people that actually enjoyed The Grinch. I get that The Grinch wasn't depicted as...
It was okay. It was okay.
I found it really
I
nice.
mean, I felt the same about the Lorax.
Yeah,
it was okay.
I don't think I ever watched the Lorax all the way through. I'd seen
it was
stuff.
similar to The Grinch.
Yeah,
it was okay.
But this just kind of goes back to what I was talking about with my friends. My biggest fear is if they pull this off in the Mario movie. If there's a moment where like Mario's talking, and then all of a sudden like his voice breaks, and all of a sudden Charles Martinet's voice comes out of him, and he's like, "It's a me," and then he immediately goes back to Chris Pratt's voice. He's like, "Sorry, I don't know what that was," and he like clears his throat.
Oh, please no.
I'm like, that is so in Illumination's
it is
handbook of jokes to make, and I'm just like, please don't do that.
But I'm holding on to being like, Miyamoto, don't let them do that.
Yeah,
Miyamoto, please, because Miyamoto is working along with them.
Yeah.
But Miyamoto's also kind of a goof as well, so he's made some not so great decisions before.
I think like, don't get me wrong, I think Nintendo's direct and very close involvement in the movie process is a positive thing. Like, I absolutely agree that
for sure.
They should
you could tell even just in the design of the Mushroom Kingdom.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Nintendo definitely had a lot of say in how this world looks.
And it's by far the most beautiful looking Illumination.
Oh, for
movie.
Sure.
Like I mean,
there's no Illumination where it's that textured and that beautiful.
Oh yeah. Well, like a lot of people like say like, oh, Illumination movies look good. I don't know what people are talking about when they say it. They look clean. That is the best way I can describe Illumination.
They look like clay.
They look clean. It looks like there's no blemishes on any character. It's very like it's very
it
clean.
Looks like
very
clay
bright, very
to
colorful.
Me.
Yeah.
Like if you made like clay models.
Yeah. But I've never expected to see like gritty textures and like, you know, some really really hardcore animation processes in
and I think that leads right into Bowser.
Yeah, Bowser. So
the best part about the trailer.
Yeah, a lot of people say, and of course it's Jack Black. I mean, you can't go wrong with Jack Black, and I love everything that Jack Black does. I will say though, as big as I am on his voice for Bowser, I can. This might be my audiophile voice actor presence speaking, but I can tell that I think he's, at least from what I heard, he's not employing the right for your voice choices to keep that voice. What he's doing right now, it may sound good, but I can hear the pain behind it. I can hear him shredding his vocal cords as he's doing that like deep and gritty roaring voice he's doing, and it's I can hear it because I can hear it all in his throat, and I'm like, dude, I know you're probably already done with the movie, but I bet you anything he probably had to take a lot of breaks, a lot of throat coat, a lot of tea, a lot of and I think it would have been better if he tried to find the voice in his stomach or his diaphragm, which is where a lot of voice coaches will suggest you try to find your voices deep down there.
But it does sound so good.
It does sound very good. But then I hear that vocal fry and I just think about Jack. No, don't do it.
Poor guy. No.
But yeah, so I mean.
But a lot of people were saying that the first line that he delivered, he didn't even really sound like Jack Black.
Oh yeah, I could only hear it. I could only hear it in tone. As far as like delivery, it was totally like new, and I was like, yes, please give me more of that.
I was like, I like this. Well, I was like, that's Jack Black though.
Yep.
And then the second line when he said the other bit, I was like, okay, there it is.
Yeah, when he said that.
Now he sounds like
who's
him.
gonna stop me? Yeah, that was very. I could hear a lot of Jack in there.
Just seeing Bowser's face animated so beautifully, I love it.
Yeah, no,
like,
me too.
No doubt that was the most superior part of the whole entire trailer. I mean, yeah, it was not a lot to see, but Bowser attacking the penguins and the little gag with the penguins was funny.
Yes,
Kamek, brilliant.
Oh yeah, and
I loved the sound of Kamek's voice.
And that's Kevin Michael Richardson. That's a VA veteran right there.
and Kamek is one of my favorite Mario guys. I do like wizards.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
I
But
no, I wouldn't have
I don't
guessed.
know anyone. Yeah. So I loved Kamek. I thought he was brilliant.
Hmm.
Toad, it was Toad.
Well,
He sounded like Toad.
I was actually going to say I am extremely impressed with Keegan Michael Key
That's
as
what a lot
Toad.
of people were saying.
Well, I mean,
I've seen people suggest that he edited the audio a little bit. I don't know if you. To me, I was like, I think it's possible that it wasn't.
So, I mean, from what I've seen, I mean, like I've watched a lot of Keegan Michael Key stuff. He has very good control over his voice. He is a very big character actor, and I think what a lot of people get kind of mixed up with, like, the casting of like Chris Pratt and Anya Taylor-Joy and Charlie Day and Jack Black, is that yes, these are celebrity actors. They are usually picked on for their star power to sell more tickets and stuff. But I would say at least like 3/4 of the cast are very good character actors as well. They're good at establishing with their voice and their presence just a good character. They don't always just sound like as they do as celebrities, because I mean, Charlie Day as Luigi is going to be amazing, and I can't wait to hear more of that.
I really wish we would have got to hear it and not just
we only got to hear the
him
screams and
screaming.
But
which my thought is, I do not. I could be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, I don't know much about the movie, but I don't think Luigi's going to be a part of the main story. I think he's going to be off doing his own thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But at least getting back to the Toad and Keegan Michael Key's performance as it, I honestly, there may have been some audio trickery going on there. They might have pitched him up. They might have messed with it a bit. But I think what's really usually telling about edited audio like that is you can tell, at least for a lot of people that listen to a lot of those altered audio samples, is you can usually tell it's been messed with if there's certain like artifacts left behind. There's small things you can pick up on. It's usually nothing that's spoken. It's more on the nonverbal sounds that you get from your voice. If it's like anything in the throat, anything like any like mouth clicks or anything that happens that is involuntary when you're talking, usually that's what sticks out the most when you edit audio in such a way. So, and I didn't notice any of that when I heard a few
Yeah,
lines
it sounded great.
It sounded like it actually came from him. So I don't know if they did anything with it. I'd have to probably look a little bit deeper into that. But from what I could tell, that was straight up just Keegan Michael Key. So I'm so
that's
proud
what
of him.
that's what I thought as well. I just heard people saying that, and I was like, I don't really know enough about that to know, but I think it sounds like it wasn't edited at all.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I think it sounded good. And anyway, suffice to say, my opinion on the movie is I'm excited to see more. I am hopeful, and I am more intrigued than I am negative about it. And
Me too.
I really just want to see more.
I don't think the movie is going to be bad.
I don't think so either.
It might be forgettable, but I don't think it's going to be bad. I think we're going to watch it and enjoy it.
It will absolutely probably be better than the 90s movie. That's
it already is.
Yeah, I'm giving my stamp of a guarantee on that at least.
I think it already is.
Yep. Anyways, we've got a couple more minutes left. Do you want to close us out with your Indie of the Week?
Was there anything else you wanted to talk about real quick though? Anything?
I think I'm pretty.
Any secret projects you're working on?
Well, keep your eyes on the Twitter space for the next few weeks. Not necessarily me. I'm just saying in general, we've got a stacked anime season for Crunchyroll, and you guys are gonna like some of the series that are coming out. Just from what I've seen so far. So, and again, I'm not talking about me. I'm just talking about in the ether. So keep your eyes on Crunchyroll and the Twitter space and social media and just anime in general.
As for me, I have nothing. I'm hoping to I mean, obviously next month when Pokemon comes out, I'm going to be streaming a lot of Pokemon. But I'm hoping to do a lot more game dev slowly.
Yeah. When Frontiers comes out, I kind of want to make that my first game that I ever stream. So I will try. I will try.
Maybe I'll be there.
Yes. But anyways,
to make fun of you.
Yes.
And Sonic.
Anyways, Indie of the Week, what you got?
My Indie of the Week is Katori Academy.
Katori Academy. That sounds familiar.
It is actually, it kind of falls under the line of the one I did last week. It is a Animal Crossing, like again,
Ah.
a life simulator,
Mm-hmm.
by Cubanary.
Okay.
It's a Magic Academy.
Starting to recognize a pattern here.
Yeah, no, next week it will not be a life sim. I already have next week's picked out. So
Okay. I'm taking a look at the Steam page right now. This looks fun. Very, very, yeah, very much.
I like the headmaster. I don't know if you
Mhm.
see the image of the headmaster.
Let
Is
me
this frog
see.
character?
Yes, I like him. He's cool
I
looking.
I absolutely love his design.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just a life simulator where you play as a wizard and learn
Interesting.
magic. I'm trying to remember what that DS game is.
A DS game connected to this, or is it? It was just.
No, 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 no.
Okay.
It reminds me of it. Have you ever heard of Magician's Quest, Mysterious Times?
That also sounds familiar. Magician's Quest.
Okay, it is like one of the most expensive DS games. It was a
Uh-huh.
mysterious game by Konami.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty much a carbon copy of Animal Crossing,
Okay.
very similar aesthetic, but it was about a magic school.
Oh yeah! Wow!
And
Holy
it
wow!
kind of gives me that vibe.
This absolutely looks like if you just put that game and Animal Crossing in a blender and it popped
Yeah,
out.
but
Wow, that is odd. Oh wow.
it's a game I really want to get a hold of. But if you look it up, it's like really expensive on like eBay and stuff.
Yeah, I can. Well,
Because
I
like
mean,
there was like nobody made. There wasn't that many copies sold
mm-hmm. So
because
it's in
nobody
short
no
supply.
there was
Yeah.
there was like no push for it.
Yeah. Well, I can imagine because I just I do
It
not
went-
recall ever seeing this.
Yeah, nobody's heard of it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's apparently like a super good game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, physical media in general is going to be getting more and more expensive the more generations we go
Yeah.
on, especially DS. You know, physical.
But yeah, Katori Academy. I promise next week no life sims. There will be more life sims because I like life sims.
All good. Well, I'm interested in.
And there's a lot of good ones coming out.
Yeah.
Not even just indie.
Right.
So
Well, Katori Academy
Rune
looks.
Factory.
Hey, yes, I would love to see more on that.
But
Whenever
for sure
Xseed
we'll drop.
wants to drop some
Yeah,
info.
we'll see. Well, it might be a while.
Mhm.
I think in the description of this one we can put the link to Cubanary, as well as our Twitters.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
think we should like link to the. And we'll go back and try to edit the other one to
Yeah,
get
I'm totally down for that.
Amber Isle out there as well.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say?
No, that I hate. All I'm gonna say is I'm gonna add Kotori Academy onto my wish list because it looks interesting. So you
Oh
should
yeah,
too.
your wish list is gonna grow every week. I'm telling you.
It honestly is, unless I find something that's just I absolutely do not like, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna add that to my
Monster
wish list.
Hunter.
Yeah, if you suggest another Monster Hunter game to me.
But hey, no. But hey,
Mhm.
the one I told you about, you're like,
I,
oh, that
I am
kind of
I
looks
am
good.
intrigued.
So
I am intrigued. I will say that I'm not fully convinced, but I am intrigued.
yeah, hey, that's a good sign.
That is a good sign. Well, I think that's going to do it for me. Thank you
right.
guys for listening to the second episode. If you are listening, wherever you are and whatever time of day you're listening, we appreciate it. And Tetris, you got anything else to sign us off with?
No. No, I think we're
no.
also no, I think we're also gonna try to get it on the podcast on Spotify as well as iTunes maybe.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
If we can.
I don't know the processes into doing
I don't.
that.
I have no clue either, but
I
I'd
might
like to
ask
get it
some
out there
people
more.
around that upload this stuff to Spotify more regularly.
Sounds
but
great.
I'll look into it, and we will catch you all next episode.
All right, see ya.
Take care.